All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We had a great show for you today. We're on our fifth and final segment. We had our WWE NXT Battleground review, WWE SmackDown review, our WWE Monday Night Raw preview, and we had our Professional Wrestling Monday Power Rankings, men and women's wrestling. So let's go ahead and dig on into our last segment and try to complete this in a timely manner. Because yeah. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. Right now, our Monday Memorial, we're going to talk about the main man, the Samoan bulldozer, Edward Smith Iki Fatu, born March 28th of 1973. Yeah, I think that's right, 1973. He was best known in the WWE as Umaga. He's a two-time WWE Intercontinental Champion. He's one of the members of the Inoue wrestling family tree. He's teamed up with his cousin Matt Inoue. He, part of the Island Boys, part of Jamal and Rosie, Eric Bischoff's hitmen. His mother was the sister of the Wild Samoans. Part of the. If you check out on Thursday, I have a WWE World Tag Team Eric's World Cup. We're gonna find out who's the best WWE tag team. So make sure you tune in on Thursday, GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, start at 8 p.m. Pacific time and 11 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you do that. His nephews are Jimmy and Jey Uso, pretty sick, and Solo. He was trained by his cousin at the Wild Samoan Pro Wrestling School. He was, he's the cousin of Yokozuna, the guy from WWE, who was absolutely unstoppable. He had to take Bret Hart to kind of defeat him. He took two matches, but in WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart was able to kind of, to defeat the juggernaut that is Yokozuna. Then he's he's the cousin of Joe Inoue, which is Roman Reigns, the main guy, the tribal chief that we were waiting on so hard. When are you coming back, Roman? When? Should be interesting to find out when he does come back. He was in TNA from 2003 to 2004, All Japan Professional Wrestling, 2003 to 2005. He had an iconic undefeated streak. He fought Triple H. He defeated the likes of John Cena and Shawn Michaels. This guy was absolutely impressive, dominant side of the ring, 1,010%. He beat Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Championship, which was kind of like his first reign. Then he defeated Santino Marella for his second reign. Umaga lost the Battle of the Billionaires. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, where Donald Trump was assimilated into the WWE storyline. Take that for what it is, but we're focusing on Umaga, not Donald Trump. Umaga, he represented the ECW World Champion Vince McMahon. And then he fought against Bobby Lashley, who was representing Donald Trump. Donald Trump won. Obviously, it was a hair versus hair match. That's where you saw Vince McMahon shave his head. And, it was iconic, I guess, to a certain extent. But I don't know. I just, you have a talented superstar like Umaga. I feel like you could have had better bookings. You set him up as this undefeated monster. And then I feel like, obviously, as wrestling fans, you kind of know that's not kind of like the way to go. You kind of saw Braun Strowman in that same kind of picture, and it just wasn't really good. But I feel like Umaga kind of did it differently. Like, you know what I mean? I remember watching that match with John Cena. John Cena had to tear off the rope from the turnbuckle and the STFU, and I think Umaga passed out. So that was Umaga. January 8th, 2009, he was released from the WWE 212 violation of a wellness policy. In 2009, he made his debut in the World Wrestling Council, the WWEC, in Puerto Rico, and he reached an agreement to come back to WWE. He was actually going to make a return to the WWE the Royal Rumble in 2010, obviously. He passed away December 4th, 2009. Super sad. But the legacy he left inside the ring, once again, you have an amazing Samoan wrestler from the Inoue family just coming to make their mark on WWE. His dominance, I still remember Umaga. And so, even seeing him right now, I'm kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. He's gone. He was only 36 years old. I think, let me do the math real quick. Yeah, 36 years old. That's, wow. That's way too young. That's unbelievable. Can't believe that. So, something that Umaga kind of left inside the ring, obviously he had his Samoan spike that Solo Sikoa uses, and his son Zeely also uses as well as his main finisher. So, definitely had to pay my respects today. My Monday memorial tribute to an amazing man, amazing father, amazing uncle, amazing wrestler. The Samoan bulldozer, Edward, Smith, Iki, Fatu, Umaga. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show. I kind of hated how this is my fifth and final segment because I feel like throughout the podcast I'm like hitting you guys with like that. I'm just throwing up my words, and then I kind of have to talk about like something that's kind of that kind of saddens me. So it's like, oh, he started out the podcast so good, but now he like seems like he just watched the Titanic over and over again. I'm just kidding, no. Which is a sad movie. If you did not cry during the Titanic, I recommend you guys go see a psychologist or something like that because that was the saddest movie in the world. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show and leave a positive review here at the GSMC Sports Network. We love peace, love, and positivity. Also, really does make a difference, guys. Your word, your voice can go a really, really long way. We also invite you guys to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, /X, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. And, if I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, we have the basketball podcast heating up. We have my man Nelson in the NBA finals. We have, the Hoops and Heels podcast, your one-stop shop for women's sports, like the WNBA, like, the Olympic Games and stuff like that, like women MMA, softball, and, you name it. It's all on that podcast. We have college football with we just have sports and more sports, so don't be afraid to be a part of this GSMC sports bloodline. I like to use the word bloodline because obviously I'm a WWE dork, but hey, honestly, hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna be obviously live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So join your boy E here, talk about some cool wrestling facts, talk about potential storylines, news, and just let's just talk about wrestling. So have an amazing night.